Igbo socio-cultural group Ohaneze Ndibo is calling on the Lagos State government to suspend the demolition of houses in the state until proper investigations are done. Addressing journalists in Abuja, President of Ohaneze Ndibo, Emmanuel Nwayawu, says there's a deep concern over the ongoing demolitions, which, according to him, affect a significant number of Igbo-owned property in Lagos State. Nwayawu argues that although some of the demolished houses were built without approval, houses with proper documentations and approval should not have been demolished. To do so, he argues, not only violated the rights of the affected individuals, but also undermined the principles of social justice and inclusivity. The Igbo group says it will meet with the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for a dialogue while calling on President Bola Tinubu to intervene in this matter.
I've been watching with pains some children crying. I have seen a pathetic sight where children came back from school, their home is being demolished, they were crying, they were shedding tears. I was moved as a human being, as a father. I know what is. I come back and see my children crying because they are now a few hours before they had a home. Now they are homeless. It's a very painful thing. I'm investigating the matter. Any of our people who actually had a proper approval by the agency and whose home is being destroyed, Ohaneze will stand by them to make sure that reparation is paid to them. And I pray if Tinubu take a position on this matter, this thing will change, because as a governor of Lagos State, we didn't have any problem. So I believe that will help.
Chief Emmanuel Nwayawu. Presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has condemned the demolition of houses across the country, describing the timing as wrong. In a statement on his X account, Obi urges the government to focus on alleviating economic hardships and implementing measures to lift people out of poverty. He wrote, "It's with complete despondency and unhappiness that I have followed the ongoing demolitions of property across the country, especially knowing the extra hardship such acts have been heaping on hapless citizens who are already battling with multidimensional poverty. What a responsive government should be doing under the current harsh economic conditions in the country is to come up with measures aimed at alleviating the people's hardships and to carry out measures that will take more people out of poverty." Right, we're joined now from Lagos by Henry Arizechi, who is the chairman of the affected King's Royal Estate in Festac, that's Festac Town. And with us right here in the studio is lawyer and Arise analyst Frank Tietie. Let me come to you first, Henry. I mean, since you are directly affected and impacted by this demolitions in Lagos. First, let's get your thoughts on exactly how have these demolitions affected you, and how would you respond to Ohaneze's call that Ndibo should begin to look towards the southeast for investment and not abandon home?
Yeah, thank you for having me in your station, first of all. I have to also reaffirm that I am directly involved in what is going on there as the landlord there and doubled as also the chairman of King's Royal Estate. And also for the fact that I've been there when it started. We all bought this land from families there. What they call Koro landlords there. We have their receipts, and we went ahead and did what they call contractual deed of assignment with them. We did all these things. relaxing and started building our land, and we took all measures, building our houses, we took all measures. We did all that needed structurally and architecturally to start our building. Then around 2021, I think precisely in September, on a Sunday morning, sorry, we were met that same morning with people that we don't know rolling bulldozers into our estate. On inquiry, we realized, or they introduced themselves as FHA. Inquiring deeper, they told us that we are occupying their land illegally. When we showed them the receipt of the family that we bought the land from, they said those families, there is an acquisition that they took, the family land was given to them. So on hearing this, we started immediately to go to the FH office here in Lagos. They literally chased us to Abuja, though we went to Abuja disappointed, their office in Abuja disappointed. But along the line, to be honest, there are correspondences because we engage a lawyer expressly. There are correspondences. And we wrote to them, they wrote to us, several meetings physically and through our lawyer until we get to the issuing of what they called contravention bills. Those items, about 10 items in that bill, the contravention was issued to us by FHA under the signature of the national chairman of FHA. And we have started responding. We have the copy of the contravention with us. We have the copy of receipts of payment made to the federal government, to the single treasury account of FHA. All of a sudden, we were visited with the sad news of rolling in the bulldozers again on a Friday evening. About 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
Let me come in there. Let me come in right there.
Started indiscriminately.
Okay, we'll get to that. Let me come in there. Let's get quickly to Frank Tietie, who is a lawyer, to help us make sense of this, because there is information given, there is taking, and then there is sense making. You are a lawyer, Frank. It's looking really complicated now. What options are there for these affected residents now? What lawsuits can they pursue or legal actions can they take? This is the government that's involved, remember?
Why are we talking about...
Maybe we should even start with the legality of the
yes,
action.
Because you can't... no, in this case, the respected chief is talking about
FHA.
Federal Housing Authority. So it's a federal government agency.
Right.
But again, why should we put our citizens to such undue hardship, just the same way Peter Obi has echoed? Wait a minute. It is the right of every Nigerian to own a house first in any part of this country. That must be established. Again, Nigeria is a signatory to a very important law that is also reflected in Chapter 2 of our Constitution, which gives the right to housing to every citizen. Now, meaning that the country, the government, is commensurably looking at the kind of resources that this country has had from its independence. Barring corruption, this country is able to provide a house for every one Nigerian out of the 200 million plus Nigerians. Now, this is a country that has a certain figure of 17 million plus housing deficit. Government hasn't been able to provide houses for people. The Federal Housing Authority that is being referred to here has failed woefully in providing houses for the teeming population of Nigerians. Probably it does that for the persons who have corruptly enriched themselves from government coffers. It doesn't care about citizens, the ordinary citizens. And it failed. We have successive governments, including these ones, that the governments, I would say in plural, that haven't been able to provide housing for these citizens. Now, if a Nigerian citizen is able to provide a house for himself, and considering that there is supposed to be a government official that is responsible for monitoring development, issues of urban development, they've stayed away. They turned a blind eye for all these years. And these Nigerians provided houses for themselves. And then nobody told them that you are building on the wrong land. In fact, some of them got approvals to build. And then after staying there for 10 years, building houses that they probably labored for 20, 30 years to build, then you wake up one morning on the basis of one notice and the other, and you demolish that house. That is criminal in the first place. And again, that is most insensitive. Expectedly, and again, like Chief Imweyawu has mentioned, probably you are able to prove that the erection of the building was illegal. But you have to give what we call sufficient notice, because and such notice, when you talk about sufficient notice, should consider the issue of compensation or relocation, or even time for the man to be able to gather resources to relocate himself. A house that took somebody 30 years to build, you should be able to give at least 10 years of notice to say, please relocate. Frank, now there is this...
Yeah, Frank, sorry to cut your train of thought there. But the danger of the ethnic coloration
is very dangerous.
How dangerous is it?
It is very dangerous.
Especially when you hear Ohanaeze Ndigbo say to Ndigbo in Lagos, look, it's time to begin to look towards home to invest.
I learned from Professor Odi
how should the president,
people should learn to listen to what is not spoken. What is not spoken here, right? When people speak, listen to what is not spoken. What is not spoken here is that it is retribution day for a certain ethnic group. Of course, Chief Imweyawu speaks for that ethnic group, in the sense that the earthquake, the cataclysmic political earthquake that visited Lagos State in the last election is so fresh in the minds of the political players, those who control political power at this time, that they couldn't even wait for a year or to give proper notice, but to actually clip the finger and clip the wings and the presence of the Igbo ethnic nationality in Lagos State. You should be able to, disabuse the mind of Nigerians when you follow proper order. Now the idea is this: it becomes a targeted eviction of a certain ethnic group, and becomes worrisome for a country that claims to be a federation.
No,
and that's the reason. That's the exact thing that Chief Imweyawu and Peter Obi are not saying. Okay, they should say plainly that the Igbo ethnic extraction is being targeted right now in Lagos State, and in that case, only the president must, as a matter of urgency, intervene.
In that case, very well. Now we'll get back to Chief Imweyawu, but I don't want us to lose track of what's even most important here. What can the affected people do immediately?
In Nigeria, it's difficult for them to do anything. What should happen is that it shouldn't even be done in the first place. Why should people be constantly under harassment by government that is supposed to protect them? Why?
Hold on, Frank. We do understand you're passionate about this. Imagine how more passionate Henry Arizechi would be. That question really should go to him. Tolu, you have a point to raise with him. Go ahead.
Henry, the deed has been done, but then we're just looking at how to mend the damage. So, when issues like this come up against the government, there's very little you can do. So, what are your suggestions to the affected people, the affected residents? What can they do immediately?
What are you asking for?
My brother, we are homeless. I want you to know that we are homeless. Some people are now in the hospital. because of the trauma. Do you know that some of us were given only 1 hour in the wee hours of the night to vacate our houses? And if you refuse, they will throw tear gas in your room, in your houses. They don't even want to know whether there are newborn babies in that house. My windscreen, the windscreen of my car got broken, and I had a black eye because I asked them, why should they be here by this time? To be honest, if you are asking me what to do, I am totally confused, because in this state, I cannot suggest of anything. We are homeless. People are, see, I want you to also know that there are another dimension to this matter. There are land racketeering in Lagos FHA here. I don't see the reason why a contravention bill will be issued to us and we are responding. We are paying. As I am talking to you, I have receipt of payments I made. I have contravention issued to us. But the Lagos FHA here turned a deaf ear when we are telling them that we have contravention. What they told us is that the contravention was not issued in our name. But we have a lawyer who is interfacing for us, and that lawyer, the contravention was issued to us through the lawyer. And they are telling us that that contravention is unacceptable to them. The Lagos FHA, they are breaking those houses to give it to other people that may have paid, or people they want to reallot the land to. They are claiming that those people had that allocation donkey years ago. They have never proven that. They came with the guys that they are creating the road, but in one of the meetings that we had, they told us that it is when they are ready to do that road, they will come and tell us that they are ready, and they will remove the buildings that are on the road. But they entered the street and was pulling down buildings that people are living in. Considering the condition of Nigeria today, the hardship and the housing deficit we have in this country today, I didn't know that human being can be that callous. I don't know that human being can be that wicked.
Yeah, Mr. Arizechi, what are you asking for now? What do you expect from the governor of Lagos State, Governor Sanwo-Olu, since those who carried out this unfortunate action say was based on orders from above? And what are you asking from Mr. President, President Tinubu? Because Ohaneze Ndigbo Chairman Emmanuel Iwanyanwu has said, look, Tinubu has to intervene here.
I believe from my own observation, Lagos State is not involved in that demolition. In fact, it was solely done by FHA. And FHA Lagos, the Zona Southwest FHA Lagos, done that. I don't think that it is good that we'll be taking it to Lagos State. They told me in point blank that the FHA contracted the Lagos State Task Force to do it. So where we'll be going to now is to our president. We are appealing to President Tinubu in his magnanimity to show us mercy, set an inquiry into what exactly happened, because I know that I don't want to believe that he knew about what happened. We went through the National Assembly to stop this on Wednesday. They assured us they have stopped it. That same Wednesday, they did demolition that day. They did on Thursday. They did on Friday before they left, until they left. So, and when we inquire, they told us that this is coming from the presidency. I don't believe that Tinubu, our president, will do such thing, because I know that he is a very nice man. He cannot be privy to that kind of attitude that will send families to the streets. Right. So many of us are living out of the street now. On the street now, we are living on the street because of this. What I am asking of our president, that in his magnanimity, he should set up an inquiry that will delve into the depths of what really happened. in this matter. And at the same time, I want to plead.
Frank,
Chief Enweyawun has said, stop. Not just stop.
Yeah,
you look at the Nigerian citizen begging his president for mercy.
Frank,
when he's supposed to be talking about his constitutional right to own land in any part of the country. He's begging president for mercy. That's the Nigerian citizen.
Frank,
what a shame.
He's talking about land racketeering and the issue of allocation. Help us understand exactly what this allocation issue is about.
So look,
very quickly, if you can.
I like the position of Chief Enweyawun. It is possible that there is a whole lot of illegality involved in the erection of those buildings. But again, there are procedures for taking down buildings, for demolition of buildings, especially when it has to do with your citizens. As it is now, there are political undertones, there are ethnic undertones now being read into it because of the procedure. And this is a federal matter, as they have clearly said. But again, what is, you see, the point is this. If you are talking about issues of law, you have issues of adverse possession. The fact is that these persons have built over, they've been in possession of that land for years. Where are the persons who had the allocations? Where were they? Were they sleeping? They slept over their rights. Are they waking up? Were they waiting for President Tinubu to be elected as president before they realized that they had land somewhere, and then you target the people of a certain ethnic group and then you want to demolish their lands? Let me tell you, why are we asking the man whether what is he expected to do? Hugh Mesekela and Paul Simon were singing homeless, homeless, homeless. A reflection, I mean, a reminder of the apartheid days, you know. So there's a Nigerian there saying that we are homeless, worse than it was the way the apartheid people treated black South Africans. He should also sing that he is helpless. Helpless, because how do you now approach a government that will take a decision and then move bulldozers there, bring police, bring soldiers, and they demolish the buildings? Nothing you will do. Go to which court? They don't even have respect for court orders. That is the trauma of being a Nigerian citizen now, especially when the government of the day hates you. I pity the situation. Now he's begging president for mercy. President, you don't have to give mercy. Follow the law. The law is that Section 43 of the Constitution of this Federal Republic of Nigeria grants every Nigerian the right to own property in any place. And if you must demolish the property, if you must take over that property, pay adequate compensation or give proper notice. What is happening is oppressive, and this is the wrong way to use government powers to oppress your own citizen. It's terrible.
Frank Tietie, we'll have to live with
adequate compensation. We just hope that the government would heed the call to adequate compensation in this case. Yeah. I'm so sorry, Mr. Henry Arizechi, I'm so sorry to hear that your property was also affected. We just hope that the government will come to your aid. Thank you very much for coming. And Frank Tietie, thank you very much also for joining us in this.